If you've ever tried to search for the best restaurants in Florence, you know the problem. I was a bit disappointed. I wouldn't recommend that as a dish in this restaurant. Every list is full of restaurants aimed at tourists. But what about the restaurants locals love? The ones where they don't give you a menu in English right when you walk in the door.
We've spent years exploring Florence, and today we're sharing the restaurants that locals and serious Italian foodies really eat at. Some are old school trattorias and some are more modern and creative, but they all have one thing in common. They're not aimed at tourists.
Let's dive right in. Andiamo!
So tonight we're having dinner at Perseus, which is a little bit off the beaten track. It's not down near the historic center. It's up by the Piazza della Libertà. And we ate here once a couple of years ago, and we really liked it. But we've seen that it's gotten some kind of mixed reviews lately. So we're anxious to go back and try it and see if it's as good as we remember it being or not. It's known for its bistecca alla Fiorentina, and I am really looking forward to a big, fat, juicy steak. So we'll see.
Their bistecca alla Fiorentina is legendary, carved tableside by veteran waiters. Add beans or roast potatoes, and you've got the quintessential Florentine meal. We shared a pasta to start, panette with ragu, and then shared a steak, a salad, and a bottle of wine.
It's barely warm. It's really good. I needed that after a long 2 days of travel.
As if we weren't full enough after that steak, we couldn't resist trying their signature dessert, which was a chantilly cream and berries in a waffle cone basket. It's very light, which I think is right because I think chantilly is supposed to be light. But the fruits, the raspberries and blackberries, have a nice combination with it. Now the key will be to get Anne to eat the basket made out of the waffle cone when we're done.
This dinner was a bit of a splurge for us since we had the bistecca alla Fiorentina, which cost 78 euro. This is pretty typical for one of these steaks, which is always sold by the kilogram. We spent a total of 124 euros, which also included a pasta, side dish, water, wine, and dessert.
Perseus is a classic Florentine steakhouse. Its cozy dining room is decorated with a giant mural of the Duomo. But if the weather's nice, we definitely recommend sitting outside on the covered patio.
So we just had dinner at Perseus, and I would say the food is still as good as I remember.
Right.
What do you think?
I think exactly the same. I thought the steak was spectacular, as was the dessert. Perseus is open for lunch and dinner Monday through Saturday and closed on Sunday.
So today we're having lunch at Trattoria Sostanza, and I'm excited because we haven't been there in a while, and this is an old favorite. In fact, this restaurant is probably one of the oldest in Florence. I think it dates back to like the 1800s. It certainly looks like it. And they have all the traditional Tuscan fare, but they have something that I don't think any other restaurant offers, which is something called butter chicken. Nothing like the butter chicken that you have at your favorite Indian restaurant, which I love. This is different, and it's fabulous, and I'm looking forward to it.
Inside Sostanza looks like it hasn't changed much in the last 100 years. Wooden tables, tile walls, and a mishmash of old pictures hanging on the walls. And it's always crowded, and you'll be sitting at communal tables.
Florentines call it Il Troia, and even Anthony Bourdain came here. It's still full of old Florentine families and foodie pilgrims.
As Anne said, the must-try dish is the famous butter chicken, petto di pollo al burro. It comes to the table still sizzling in a pool of butter. There's also an artichoke omelet and a solid bistecca.
I'm not giving you any. Sorry. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. I don't know what they put in this, but That is so good.
I got the artichoke omelet. It was good, but I didn't quite have the ecstatic experience Anne did with the buttered chicken.
House Chianti is what locals drink here. Gluten-free options are limited. Vegetarians have a couple of options, but vegans will struggle.
We spent a total of €85, which included 2 mains, a side dish, dessert, water, wine, and the coperto.
Trattoria Sostanza is open for lunch and dinner every day except Sunday. Space is limited, so reservations are essential, days in advance.
Today we made the hike out to an area called Campo di Marte, an area east of the Duomo, to have lunch at l'Angolo di Mare. This is where Florentines go when they want great seafood but don't want to drive all the way to the coast.
It's a small restaurant, airy and bright, with about 7 or 8 tables and a simple minimalist decor. Today it was mostly groups of Italian men on business lunches. Since it's a fair distance from the historic center, it's not surprising that there are no tourists in sight.
We ordered polpo arrosto con melanzane, or roast octopus with eggplant to start. It's just impossible for me to not order octopus. But before they even brought that, the chef set out an amuse-bouche of gambaretti fritti, or fried baby shrimp. Lightly fried and delicious.
Then came our main course. Ed ordered tagliata di tonno, or sliced tuna, and I ordered the trancio di branzino, or European sea bass.
This is really, really good. It's perfectly cooked. I mean, as far as tunas I've had, this is probably at the top of the list, or nearly so.
Oh my God. The tuna is amazing. Now, I haven't even tried the branzino, so here goes. The branzino is on a bed of zucchini and eggplant and tomatoes and potatoes. Very nice. Very delicate. Perfectly cooked. It's delicious. I am absolutely stuffed after that amazing meal. However, for dessert, they have homemade pistachio gelato, so I couldn't resist ordering it. Can't wait to get it and try it. I got the homemade pistachio gelato, and I honestly don't think I have ever in my life eaten something so wonderful.
Ditto from me on the being full, but they had a tiramisu with strawberries. It sounded so interesting that I decided I had to order it, and maybe I'll just eat 1 or 2 bites.
Gluten-free is possible with the fish dishes. Vegetarians and vegans won't find much here. The wine list favors crisp Italian white wines and sparkling wines.
This restaurant is lively but unpretentious and really loved for its raw seafood platters.
We did not hold back on what we ordered here. We spent €115 for 1 antipasto, 2 mains, 1 side dish, dessert, water, and wine.
Angolo di Mare is open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Saturday, and for dinner on Monday. Closed Sunday, indoor only, and you definitely want a reservation.
That was an absolutely fabulous restaurant. If you're ever in Florence, you must come here. You probably will not see another American or even another tourist in that restaurant. But it is great. But it's nowhere near the tourist areas. So unless you really like to walk, you probably want to take a taxi. And you definitely need a reservation.
Tonight we're going to the Trattoria Dei Fagioli, which has been recommended to us by some friends. It's in the Santa Croce neighborhood. So we've got very high expectations of what it's going to be, because this week we've had some great meals here in Florence. Run by the same family for more than 50 years, this rustic spot has barely changed in half a century.
The specialties: classic bistecca alla Fiorentina, hearty pappa al pomodoro, and wild boar pasta.
This is a penne stracciate that Anne and I split. It's penne in a sauce of beef, tomato, and with some pecorino on top. It's a not really strong tasting sauce, but it's really good.
So I ordered smerita di maiale, Smerita is not in the dictionary, but according to the server, it's pork shoulder, and it's been cooked for about 3 hours with sage and rosemary and other things, so it's going to be very tender. So I'm looking forward to that. And then I also got Angiolino, which is spinach that's been cooked for a long time in, I think he said lemon and some other things. So that should be good. And then what do you have? Some green beans, a green bean dish. Chianti and Tuscan reds dominate the wine list. There are a few things for gluten-free diners and vegetarians, but there's not much here for vegans.
This menu hasn't changed in decades, and locals love it for its honesty and consistency.
We ate a little lighter here and spent €75 for 2 pastas, 1 main dish, 1 side, water, and wine.
Trattoria Dei Fagioli is open Monday through Friday for lunch and dinner. It's closed Saturday and Sunday. And listen here, it's important, they only take cash. We just had dinner at Il Guscio over at Oltrarno, and it was good. It wasn't one of our favorite restaurants on this trip. And the reason I say that is that our main courses were both a little bit bland and a little bit tough. Now, it's a place that's got a nice, lively atmosphere. It's a mix of tourists and locals. Oh, and I should mention that the pasta dish we had actually was very good, and I would come back just for that. I also should say that I talked about tough, and that was really my duck. And Anne's beef was not as tough. It just could have used a little bit more salt for flavor.
The pasta we split was a calamariata with cacio, pepe, and shrimp. It was delicious. I followed that with a tagliata di manzo, or sliced beef with rosemary. It was tasty, if a bit bland.
This place is cozy, unpretentious, and family run.
There's some outdoor seating, though it can be hard to get, and you'll have better luck if you reserve in advance.
The wine list is classic Tuscan, and the staff are great at recommending hidden gems. Gluten-free is possible with the meats and fish. Vegetarians get fewer choices, and vegans almost none.
Locals love it, and daily specials sell out early. By 9 p.m., you might be too late.
We spent €80 for 1 pasta, 2 mains, water, and wine.
Il Guscio is open Monday, Saturday for lunch and dinner, and closed on Sunday. So today we're going to have our Sunday lunch at Cibrèo Trattoria. Now Cibrèo is a whole kind of celebrated complex of restaurants in Florence that began in 1979. It began with Cibrèo Ristorante, and later they added Cibrèo Trattoria and Cibrèo Cafe and Sale di Teatro. And so anyway, it's very well known in Florence, very popular with the locals as well as tourists. Although today we actually saw a number of tourists get turned away because it's Sunday and many Italian families have their lunch all together in big groups on Sunday.
Cibrèo Trattoria is a casual little sibling of the legendary Cibrèo Ristorante. Inside, the decor is very cozy and down home. We ate outside as the weather was perfect.
No pasta here except for the lasagna al forno, as founder Fabio Picchi thought Tuscany had better things to offer. Instead, try the chicken liver crostini or the chicken and ricotta meatballs.
We had the lasagna al forno with pesto and green beans, which seemed like a weird combination, but was actually really tasty. I followed with a pork shoulder, which was good, along with chard as a side dish. Anne had roast pork with mashed potatoes and gravy, which she enjoyed very much.
The service is very attentive, and the wine list leans Tuscan with a few natural wines. Quite a few gluten-free and vegetarian options here. Even vegans will find salads, seasonal vegetables, and bean dishes.
Lunch here cost us €91 for 1 pasta, 2 mains, 1 side, water, and wine.
Cibrèo Trattoria is open every day for lunch and dinner. They have some outdoor seating and nice weather. Reservations are recommended. So we're on our way to Trattoria Angiolino on Oltrarno, and we actually had a meal here with some friends back in June, and we really liked it, so we wanted to come back. It's a very traditional Tuscan fare, which is different than where we were for lunch today, so it'll be a nice change, and we're looking forward to eating here again.
It's a classic since the 60s. Angiolino is nicknamed I 13 arrosti, the 13 roasts. I started with the spaghetti alla chiantigiana, which had red wine, bacon, and onions. Quite good. It's, you really taste the wine and the bacon, the meat.
Okay, that's good.
Very good.
Have some of mine. I had a pasta with eggplant, tomatoes, and onion. That was enough for me, but Ed went for a secondo, or main dish, which was ossobuco.
Tonight I'm having a dish that is really classic Milanese. It's ossobuco. Osso means bone, and buco means whole. And what it really is a veal shank, cooked to be very tender like you would any shank. It's extremely good. You know, also got some mashed potatoes with it, and is quite a good dish. I'm in the middle of enjoying it. The wine list is a simple Tuscan reds. Gluten-free as possible with grilled meat. Vegetarians get a few dishes, vegans hardly any. It's indoor seating with a few outdoor tables in warm weather. The tables are close together and conversations often spill across, all part of the fun. We had 2 pastas and a main dish, plus water, wine for €90. Trattoria Angiolino is open every day for lunch and dinner. So today we're headed to have lunch at a restaurant called Burro e Acciughe, which means butter and anchovies. It's in the San Frediano neighborhood of Oltrarno, so it's on the other side of the river. It's one of the few other seafood-oriented restaurants in Florence, and it's very popular. In fact, you pretty much have to make a reservation, and when you do, they collect a €50 deposit. I guess they're sick of people making reservations and not showing up. Anyway, it should be a good lunch. Looking forward to it. This small trattoria has a bright, modern, coastal feel, and almost every dish features anchovies. And since anchovies are their specialty, we ordered anchovies with butter on crostini to start with. It may not be everyone's cup of tea, but we enjoyed it. What I've got here, and what Ann does too, we're splitting a pasta tagliatelle with some seafood, which they make a point of it having the shells off, because that can sometimes be inconvenient. And then on top of that, there's a little bit of mullet roe. Ed mentioned that they made a big deal out of the fact that they had taken the seafood out of its shells. And I really appreciate that, because as much as I love spaghetti with clams or spaghetti with mussels, I often don't order it in a restaurant. It's just way too much work. Because in Italy, normally when you order those things, they come, the mussels or the clams come in the shells in the middle of your spaghetti. And so you got to do a lot of work to get them out of there. And so I don't order it, it's just too much work. So I appreciate this. After our pasta, Ann ordered one of her favorites, frittura mista, or fried shellfish, and I ordered something called rana pescatrice arrotolata nella pancetta su crema di piselli, or monkfish wrapped in pancetta on a bed of peas. It was artistically presented and really good. Gluten-free as possible with some fish dishes, but vegetarians and vegans will struggle here. Since this place has a big focus on anchovies, it doesn't attract many tourists. Instead, it's frequented by a younger crowd of locals, Florentines who want something a bit different than the usual Tuscan fare. We spent €102 for an antipasto, a pasta, 2 mains, water, and wine, and we were stuffed. Burro e Acciughe is open Tuesday through Sunday, closed on Monday. Reservations are recommended. Last night we had dinner at Il Santo Bevatore in Oltrarno. Unfortunately, we had a technical difficulty with our microphones, so we're going to record this morning at breakfast. This is probably the biggest and noisiest of the restaurants on our list, and it's got a much younger crowd overall. It was opened in 2004 by 3 friends. The name Il Santo Bevatore means the holy drinker, and it's taken from a novella by Joseph Roth. The decor is stylish, and the menu is contemporary Tuscan, handmade pastas, rabbit duck, creative antipasti, etc. Anne never misses an opportunity to have pasta with wild boar ragu, so she ordered ravioli al cingale, or ravioli with boar sauce. I had something a bit more unusual, risotto riserva San Marino with garlic, lard, and rosemary. At first sight, it didn't look so appetizing, but it was really delicious.
And Ed never misses an opportunity to have octopus, so he ordered polpo croccante, or crunchy octopus, and it lived up to its name.
Il Santo Bevatore has an extensive wine list with some adventurous natural wines. Gluten-free pastas available, vegetarians are well catered to, and vegans do have a few choices.
It's popular with young Florentines and foodies from Milan or Rome. We thought the food and service were great. Prices are on the high side, and it is noisy, so conversation can be difficult at a large table.
We spent €105 for 2 pastas, 1 main, a salad, wine, and water.
Il Santo Bevitore is open every day for lunch and dinner, indoor seating only, and dinner reservations are essential.
These restaurants prove you can eat like a local even in Florence, one of the most touristy cities in the world.
We've put all the details, addresses, and a downloadable map in the description box below. And if you've got a local favorite that we missed, please tell us in the comments.
Buon appetito!
Ciao for now.